What's going on, everybody? What's going on? It's your boy Seattle Rick 206, aka that boy Rick, aka they call him Slick, aka Hype Man Rick 206, aka 2D Hydro Game Rick, aka Rooster Tail Rick 206. I appreciate you guys for coming through. Please take this opportunity to like and share the video. Like and share the video. We are back with another session of Hydro 2D Racing with your boy Seattle Rick. We're just gonna have some fun racing, y'all. We just want to get some content up. We have our channels set to where they can be monetized now. They're getting there, so we want to just continue to push this content out. Please share the video. Share the video. As you guys can see on the slideshow, these are a lot of the photos that I was able to take in Tri-Cities, and some of the photos that I've screenshotted from pictures from Tri-Cities test session. So that's a mixture of pictures that I took and H1 pictures, and actually some little doodles that I did on my phone. So some of the artwork that you might see come across the screen with that hydro right there, showing the Delta Real track, and a lot of the driver filtered pictures you will see. I was able to do them on my phone. My phone may not get good reception, but that picture, I love that picture right there. But yeah, you guys please share the video, and we will be on the water momentarily. The Turbine Takeover is here. The Turbine Takeover Thursday. Let's get it. Turbine Takeover Thursday. Hydro 2D style with your boy Seattle Rick 206, aka Rooster Tail Rick. I appreciate you guys. Share the video. Let's get it.
with the railroad on 204 North Benton. They have around a dozen locally crafted beers waiting for you on tap, bottles to go, growlers, and kegs. They're all full. There was no room left. But there's a lot of shoreline on the Pasco side that's open for people to wheel in their own tents. And then you've got people that have been staking out Ace Hardware start-finish line. That's where we are perched on the second level of what's called the barge that doesn't float.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, they're spooling up. Let's do some racing.
It is time to go racing here. It is Heat 1A of the 2018 Happel Columbia Cup. 5 boats scheduled to go here in Heat 1A. All 5 are coming away at the same time. First boat away, Cal Phipps. He's going to be the first one across the river, I think. He's followed by Andrew Tate, Brian Perkins, J. Michael Kelly, and Justin Eccles in the orange 440 is going to be the last one away from the dock. Kevin over on the other side, time to go racing. You got 5 boats coming into your lap, buddy.
Oh, and it's a beautiful sight right now, trying to get that those boats lined up. Looks like the Alberta's first out, going to be first one in line to hit the turn. J. Michael Kelly going out a little wider than the rest. Andrew Tate on the inside are already trying to claim lap 1. Brian Perkins out there with the beautiful checkerboard pattern on the fins back there. And then coming up last, Dustin Eccles in the U440 bucket list racing as they all head down the backstretch for Michael McDonald and Ed Dawson back at the barge.
Yep, they're heading towards U-Pull Auto Parts turn number 3. We'll also be watching the ESCO Electric DMZ, the middle of the course, to see who's going to make the first move to the infield and cut across. Now, Perkins is going to take the boat into U-Pull Auto Parts turn number 3 first, and you've got Cal Phipps and the Oberto outside of him. Tate is taking it easy coming up the backstretch into U-Pull Auto Parts turn number 3. Buffalo Brothers turn number 4. Our 4-corner super speedway here, so we can dial in the action for you. Perkins across the start-finish line now. He is in lane number 1, and he's backing off the throttle. The race before the race, Brad Luce.
It is indeed 3 minutes and 12 seconds. 3:12 to the start. Here comes, I believe that is Andrew Tate coming down the front straightaway. He's going to come down here first. We'll check him off. So far, nobody has cut the race course as yet. No, that's Perkins.
Yep, Perkins.
Yep, Perkins is the first one down here. Got
Perkins,
a couple away.
Phipps, Tate, J. Michael Kelly, Eccles on the outside.
And there's that metallic paint job on the Oberto as he goes. When the sun catches it, it's just gorgeous as he comes through the lower grand. Look at Tate. Tate's going to cut the course, jump over to the other side.
Oh, so's J. Michael Kelly.
Yeah. Kelly's going up above him, too. So who's going to... I said we didn't expect a lot of monkey work, but here we go. And Kelly's now found his way into lane 1. But we still have a long way to go at 2:30. 2:30, Michael.
Tate was trying to cut the course, but he couldn't get in front of Brian Perkins, and so he ended up coming right into Perkins' wash as J. Michael Kelly cut that short course a little bit shorter than the others. By the way, just a good reminder, too. But
well, watch J. Michael Kelly's speed at the top end of the course.
Down.
And watch that beacon.
Yeah. And
he's crawling. He's down.
As Tate, yeah, he is. Yeah. You're right. He's trying to, well, he's heading upstream.
Well, now, if he's able to fire it up and get it going, he's okay. Remember, you get 180-mile-an-hour warning before you get disqualified.
Yeah. J. Michael Kelly, defending champ of the Graham Trucking, is trying to get back up on plane.
Meanwhile,
it's trying, and I think he's going to get it. I think he's going to get it. He does.
Meanwhile, at the start-finish line, Brad, give us a time check.
140 to the start. So good marking here.
Perkins on the inside, Tate in lane number 2.
Now there's the Oberto in third, and Dustin Eccles coming up fast on the outside. He's going to cross about the same time Cal Phipps does, and J. Michael Kelly is back in it, but he's well behind, Michael.
He's got to catch up to the rest of the pack.
Or he can cut the race course down here.
Yeah, he could.
This might work out okay for Kelly as Perkins is down here in 1.
Is he going to dive? Is he going to dive to the inside? I don't think so.
I don't think he's going to go either, and J. Michael Kelly is not in a good spot. He'll be able to catch up with everybody, but he's not going to be on an inside lane, and he's compressor stalling.
Yes, he is.
1 minute to the start.
Yeah, it does look like Perkins will get the inside lane as they go down the backstretch. Tate will be in lane 2. We'll see the Oberto in lane 3. J. Michael Kelly, who does not sound right, is going to be in lane 4, while Dustin Eccles will be out in lane 5.
Yeah, he's got some compressor
look at Eccles on the outside.
Perkins in lane number 1. Eccles on the outside in the bright orange boat. Bucket List Racing is leading the pack up to the top of the course, but he'll have a longer way to go. J. Michael Kelly's put his foot back into it.
Yep, he's caught up to the rest of the field. He's going to be on the outside lane. That's why he's putting his foot down.
25, they're a little early.
Perkins in 1, Tate in 2, Phipps in 3. Then you've got J. Michael Kelly and Dustin Eccles on the outside. So here we come off the exit pin. Buffalo Brothers turn number 4. 5 boats deck to deck. 10 seconds, and they are hitting it hard coming down the front stretch.
4, 3, 2, 1.
It's a clean start, and Dustin Eccles with great momentum across the start-finish line. Cal Phipps is in lane number 3, and he's doing a good job, and J. Michael Kelly is losing power coming down the front stretch.
You're coming 3 wide to the lower corner here. Phipps going to get down here first. Tate's on the inside, and then it is Perkins in lane 1 to you, Kevin.
Absolutely, Tate bouncing up off the water, but he's got the shorter track, so he's going to get out of turn 2 faster, but the Alberta are able to put it into the gas a little bit quicker, and I think he's going to take the lead down the backstretch.
J. Michael Kelly is dead in the water. They're going to have to watch for him as they come up the straightaway on the near side.
Right, race up the backstretch. It's a beautiful run for Andrew Tate. He's going to pass Cal Phipps. Brian Perkins losing a little bit of distance in lane number 1, but he'll have that lane number 1 coming around the top end of the course, and he might be able to pull even. Boats outside on his right hip. Tate's going to lead at the exit pin of turn number 4. And he left just a little bit of room on the inside for Perkins in the 21. So it's Phipps on the outside, Tate on the inside, coming across the start-finish line after lap number 1.
1 up, 1 down, 3 to go. Remember, we're running a Gold Cup format here. We got to go 4 laps. Still got 3 boats tied pretty close together. Tate flies the boat. He's got about a 4-boat length lead on Phipps as they come to the corner. And I'll tell you what, Phipps is driving the daylights out of the Alberto, and Perkins is still hanging on the inside.
Yeah, Tate breaks out of Tire Factory turn 2, and he's got about a rooster tail lead as he starts to extend it over the Alberto boat. But Brian Perkins coming up from behind. He might challenge the old 1918 boat with some back speed.
Yeah, it looks like it's a race for second place right now as Tate has pulled way ahead by a rooster tail now, heading up to You Pull It Auto Parts turn number 3 into turn number 4, thanks to Buffalo Brothers. Tate still holding on to a rooster tail lead, but Perkins is going to be able to get Cal Phipps for second place at the exit pin of turn number 4 from Buffalo Brothers. So right now the race for second place, and they're dead even. Cal Phipps on the outside, Brian Perkins on the inside in the Payne West. Tate is your leader by a rooster tail and a half coming down the front stretch after 2 laps.
2 laps in the boats. We're halfway through our Heat 1A, and now it is all Andrew Tate. Still got a great boat race going for second place. And I'll tell you what, Phipps is running hard, but he's having to run a great big race course here because he's outside of Tate.
Perkins gets out of the Tire Factory turn 2 first. And now he's got about a rooster tail lead on Phipps, and he's able to go down the backstretch, but Phipps trying to put it down, and looks like he might be gaining a little bit here as they head to turn 3.
Well, in turn 4 is Dustin Eccles. He's back way off, thinking he's probably got 4th place points, but he's in danger of being lapped here pretty soon.
Up to the top end of the course, You Pull It Auto Parts turn number 3. It's Andrew Tate with the lead, about a rooster tail, but looking on the inside, Brian Perkins is running the daylights out of this, and this is a 4-lap race, so we still have 1 more lap to go. Perkins trying to edge in and eat away at that lead from Andrew Tate in the Les Schwab 9. But Tate's going to be leading by a rooster tail coming down the front stretch. Can Perkins catch him in turn number 1 and turn number 2 at the bottom end of the course?
It's a white flag lap. We're on the last lap here, and it's Andrew. He's down here first. I tell you what, Perkins is driving a great race on the inside. Tate is giving him enough room, and I don't know if Perkins has got enough boat to run him down, but he's going to give him a try.
Perkins got a little bit loose at Tire Factory turn number 2.
Yeah, Dustin Eccles giving him lots of space, though. But yeah, Andrew Tate has been giving plenty of space to the 21 as Perkins tries to run him down, but I don't know that he's going to have enough time or the power.
He's inside the rooster tail, coming up the back stretch. Cal Phipps is in 3rd place. Dustin Eccles being lapped now. He's in 4th place, and J. Michael Kelly in the 12 is floating down towards the Blue Bridge. Top end of the course. Can Perkins catch up with Tate? Into Buffalo Brothers turn number 4 at the exit pit. It's going to be Tate leading by a half a rooster tail onto the front stretch with a checkered flag out for CO Energy, heat number 1A. And the checkered flag is out for Andrew Tate. 2nd place for Brian Perkins in the Payne West. Cal Phipps in the Alberto takes 3rd. Dustin Eccles still out of the course with another lap to finish. Will take 4th place.
What a great run by the U21 Payne West Insurance Brian Perkins. As soon as as soon as the Graham Trucking went down right at the start, Payne West Insurance Boat really took advantage and, boy, gave the 9 a run for it. 9's got a lot of power. Andrew Tate will pick up the checkered flag.
Looks like Perkins going to stay out on the course, run another lap, maybe just for safety purposes in case anything went hinky with the start.
It looked clean from here.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they were easily good on the start.
In black, he's the second boat away. Then it is the Joker's Casino, the U11 with Jamie Nielsen. The lid is down on Jeff Bernard on the black and gold. Goodman Real Estate, 4 boats in Heat 1. It's the 2022 race. You got a great shot over there, Mr. Maselli. Boat's right in front of you.
Oh, that I do as they come out, and you can just see, again, as soon as you start to hear those turbines kick on, everybody stops what they're doing. They look out onto the water, and now we've got a good group of boats going in a row, and now it looks like the last one finally now pulling away from the pits over by you guys.
Any clarification on the points, how this is all going to break down, since we've gone through a couple of different formulas as to how we're going to do the racing? How are the points going to break down? Anybody got a beat on that?
I do not have an official beat on that, but I'll bet tonight's dinner we're doing this just as normal, because in this format, every boat is going to run 4 times. That's the way they do it in the Gold Cup format. And originally, had we had more boats, we were going to run a basic Gold Cup format. Everybody would run twice. I'm sure this is full points.
Jamie Nielsen has cut across the ESCO Electric DMC to the front stretch, following J. Michael Kelly across the Mosteller start-finish line. And then you have Dave Billwalk on the outside in the bright orange, black, yellow trim, Beacon Plumbing.
Earlier today, had a couple of boats doing some testing. It looked like they were trying to score up on a buoy to see if they could hit that start-finish line. It'll be interesting to see this first heat if somebody's got the proper formula to hit that start-finish line at full speed and make it a clean start.
Just a reminder, all swimmers and waders, we need you out of the water, up on the shoreline. All spectators out of the river and up on the shoreline. Clock now just inside 3 minutes to the start of Heat 1. And Jamie Nielsen cut across the infield to the backstretch through the ESCO Electric infield.
Keep an eye on those 2 boats going up the backstretch. Keep an eye on JMK and Dave Billwalk. Mike is staying tight to the buoy row. He is on the inside, 2:35 till the starts. I don't think either of those boats, in fact, any of the 3 of them up there, I don't think anybody's going to cut the race course. Nobody wants to be at start finish with 2 minutes. Now here goes Jeff. He's going to cut the course across the bottom end. And we'll see what he does. Watch him. He could conceivably cut the top end of the race course. We'll see what he does coming up on 2:10 right now.
So Jamie Nielsen close to the buoy line at the exit pin of our White's Finished Furniture turn number 4.
Can he get around in another 2 minutes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's about right at that 80-mile-an-hour mark.
So he's trying to keep lane 1.
But J. Michael Kelly's behind him, also in that same lane. So something will have to give here. Dave Billwalk is on the outside, but it looks like he might edge in a little bit. I wonder where he's going to end up. And just off the exit pin now of White's Finished Furniture Hardwoods turn 4 is Bernard in the Goodman Real Estate 91.
And Dave is doing some S-turns, coming down the front straightaway to scruff off a little bit of time. Jamie is down here at 1:26, my mark. You don't want to be here before 1:30, so it's going to be a little tight for Jamie. He cannot go below 80 miles an hour. So here comes Kelly. He is behind in the corner, still sitting in lane 1, but Nielsen
Goodman boat with Bernard across the ESCO Electric DMZ.
Oh, he's early, 1:07.
That's a big move. Remember, we saw some of those 80-mile-an-hour penalties happen in Guntersville, Brad.
We sure did, and that's a gutsy move. There is still 50-plus seconds before the start, and Jeff's already up at the top end. I was thinking perhaps Jamie Nielsen was a little on the early side, but Jeff
I'm Stevie Xiao. I'm a
3 seconds.
And remember, guys, in the E350s yesterday, we had some issues with timing as well, and a lot of the crews that were involved in the races we saw with them yesterday.
Doesn't look like he's going 80 miles an hour to me.
It's a tough one, isn't it? He's just inside 30 seconds.
See if he goes way wide.
He's going extremely wide now at the top end in lane number 3. Maybe he's cut it back to the inside. We're at 20 seconds.
Watch Vilwalk and Kelly.
This is going to be close.
Yeah, so in lane number 1, you've got Bernard in the 91. Lane number 2,
10 seconds.
Lane number 3 is going to be J. Michael Kelly. Lane number 4 will be Dave Vilwalk.
He's early.
He's early. He jumped the gun by 3 seconds. 2-1 mark, and it looks like a clean start. And it's J. Michael Kelly leading as they come down the front stretch. He's in lane number 3.
Bernard's going to get down in first, but you guys called him across the line. That is J. Michael Kelly. He's got almost a full rooster tail on Vilwalk, and then it's back to Nielsen in fourth.
Here now as they round Tire Factory turn number 2. As you mentioned there, Vilwalk again leading right now, but it'll be interesting to see how this plays out as we've got now coming up on the outside, that orange and black of the Miss Beacon Plumbing trying to close some ground.
Yeah, Dave Vilwalk is trying to run down J. Michael Kelly, but on the backstretch, J. Michael Kelly's got the boat speed. Your race leader out on the course is Bernard in the Goodman Real Estate 91, the black and gold boat, but he was early across the start-finish line. The review is underway upstairs officially.
Official
we'll
jump.
News.
He jumped it. That's an official from the H1.
So the 91, and we counted him as good 3 seconds early at the start-finish line, just out of shape after cutting through the Esco Electric infield. He will cross start-finish line first at the end of lap number 1. J. Michael Kelly in second place, the Miss Tri-Cities.
148.46 for the first lap.
The third place boat is Dave Vilwalk, but he's second because of the penalty for going early for the Goodman Real Estate 91. Jamie Nielsen has not been able to find good boat speed, and he is the trailing boat heading down into All Doors Incorporated turn number 1.
Yeah, now here at Tire Factory turn number 2, same situation. We do seem to see that orange and black boat closing a little bit of ground now. As we mentioned, Bernard with that early start. Not so much incentive perhaps to keep going, but to be determined now as they work along the Griggs backstretch towards Sun Pacific Energy turn 3.
J. Michael Kelly is going to go ahead and pass Bernard in lane number 2 and head around the top end of the course. Shell Sun Pacific Energy turn number 3 into White's Finished Furniture turn number 4. And our Buffalo Brothers friends in turn 4. Pretty good racing action. J. Michael Kelly is going to claim the lead away from Bernard as they come across the start-finish line, and the white flag is out. One more lap to go, and it does not look like Dave Vilwalk will have enough boat speed or enough real estate to challenge. J. Michael Kelly getting a little bit out of shape coming down the front stretch into All Doors turn number 1.
Yeah, he's getting down here. He's to the entrance pin right now. He's got almost 2 rooster tails on Dave Vilwalk. Dave Vilwalk is running third on the water. He is in second place there.
Yeah, again, at this point, it does seem like it's J. Michael Kelly's to lose, but stranger things have happened. He's got about a rooster tail, maybe a rooster tail and a half lead.
A little bit of rough water for the Goodman Real Estate 91 and Jeff Bernard heading through a sloppy turn number 2. Back up the back stretch, it is a 2 rooster tail lead for your race leader. That's J. Michael Kelly. Lynx Healthcare presents Miss Tri-Cities. Into Sun Pacific Energy, Shell Sun Market turn number 3 to the exit pin of White's Finished Furniture turn number 4 and onto the front stretch. Checkered flag is out. Dave Vilwalk is going to pass up Bernard in turn number 4, but swings way out wide. Bernard may be able to hold him off on the front stretch. Across the start-finish line, checkered flag is out. J. Michael Kelly gets heat number 1 victory. Second place will go to Dave Vilwalk in the Miss Beacon Plumbing. Third place will be Jamie Nielsen. And again, the Goodman Real Estate boat in the 91, a little bit early across the start for Jeff Bernard.
It's a good boat ride.
Unfortunate series of events for Bernard, cutting across the...
It was a bold move.
The DMZ, the Esco Electric DMZ, but if he would have continued, he would have been able to stay clean and maybe have good momentum at start-finish. That's...
Brad, you were mentioning
Miss Tri-Cities, followed by Joker's Casino, the 11 with Jamie Nielsen, Dave Vilwalk in the Beacon Plumbing, the 40, and coming out now will be Jimmy Shane in the 1, Home Street.
It's Macy's one-day sale tomorrow with great deals of the day, like up to 65% off coats for the family.
wondering if they changed something in the U9, J. Michael Kelly's ride. Lynx Healthcare presents Miss Tri-Cities because he's pulled his foot on it now, but he came out of the pit area like a house of fire. And he ran hard up the backstretch. Now he's pulled his foot and backed it way down. And in fact, how far down is he?
Down.
What kind of a message would it send if J. Michael Kelly can go 2 for 2? This is the race everybody's talking about, Home Street and Dave Villwock. But what happens if J. Michael Kelly just says, what about me?
What about me? And that's why we go race him on the water.
Well, he wants lane number 1 again because that's where he's parking. It's early yet as they come across the Mosteller Memorial start-finish line. It'll be Jamie Nilsson.
3:30. 3 minutes, 30 seconds.
And Nilsson may be doing a little bit of a crossover as he heads down to All Doors Incorporated, turn number 1. Jimmy Shane comes across start-finish now. And then still up at the top end of the course, just at the exit pit of turn number 4 is Dave Villwock in the 40 Beacon Plumbing.
Kind of looks like maybe Mike, JMK, in that Miss Tri-Cities presented by Lynx Healthcare. Like they had some timing marks they wanted to hit, but to hit the timing marks, he had to come blow up to the top end first. And if that's the case, then he had the opportunity to get right on him. Right in front of you, Derek, J. Michael Kelly on the inside. Here comes Jimmy Shane in the home street.
Obviously a huge story for them, but a little further on up the backstretch. Huge, obviously, for Miss Joker's Casino and Nielsen Company. They didn't get to really do a whole lot yesterday. Crews were hard at work looking to redeem themselves.
Villwock jumps through the ESCO Electric infield to the backstretch. Go ahead, Derek.
Just talking a bit about Nielsen and how that team now will have to redeem themselves from that disqualification that they had earlier on in the first heat. It's good to be out on the water, of course. They didn't get out here yesterday, but to me, that's the big redemption arc here in this race.
2 minutes and 15 seconds. Nielsen at the top end of the course at the apex between 3 and 4.
Does it look like they're going 80 miles an hour?
Well, that's a good point.
I like the timing on this a whole lot better.
Dave Villwock jumps through the ESCO Electric infield, and he'll jump right behind Jamie Nielsen.
And then he'll float
and
down
then
wide.
Come way out wide.
Wow.
That is different.
Yeah. You thought he was going to come across the infield there and tie himself into an inside lane. No, he went right in front of everybody and said, I'm going all the way to the outside.
We've got some slow boats coming down the front stretch. Nielsen in lane 1. Kelly lane 2.
1 minute,
Shane
30 seconds.
in lane 3.
90 seconds,
in
Mark.
lane 4 on the outside. As they head to All Doors Incorporated, turn number 1 at 1:20.
Yeah, I think that's much better this time for Jamie Nielsen. And Dave clearly wanted to be on the outside. He was a little worried about his timing, but he wanted to get to the outside. He found a way to do it. He did. Derek, they're right in front of you. You got all 4 of them at 1:05.
Yeah, that we did. It does look like Nielsen's going to stick to that lane 1 on the inside, hugging real close to the turnman. Villwock content to be outside, and it looks like Miss Tri-City is going to be that number 3 spot with J. Michael Kelly, and then, or in lane 2 rather, and then lane 3 coming down the backstretch is Jimmy Shane in that bright blue Miss Home Street U1 boat.
Well, this is eerily similar to the Dash for Cash in that you have Villwock on the outside and Jimmy Shane just inside of him in lane number 3. Clock at 37 seconds to the start of heat 2. Nielsen, lane number 1. In the 11, Joker's Casino, lane number 2. The 9, Lynx Healthcare presents Miss Tri-Cities with J. Michael Kelly. Lane number 3, Home Street, the 1, Miss Madison. And Jimmy Shane, and on the outside, the U40, Beacon Plumbing with Dave Villwock.
It's a testament to the speed of these amazing machines. They just don't look like they're going at least 80 miles an hour, and they are. He's putting his foot into it. Here we go.
8 seconds. 5 seconds as they come down the front stretch.
Shane's got the boat speed.
1 mark.
Good start.
It's a clean start, and it's going to be Jimmy Shane leading in lane number 3 as they come down the front stretch. But look at Villwock on the outside. He's challenging. J. Michael Kelly's got good boat speed in lane number 2. It's a good start.
Wow, Jimmy Shane with a line. Oh, there goes Davey.
Oh! Oh! Dave Villwock and a blowover. All Doors Incorporated, turn number 1. Up in the air.
Up.
Did a complete 360 and landed right side up.
Dave was really flying the boat coming down the front straightaway. The boat picked up on him when he got into the corner, just as he started to set up for it. The right side of the boat picked up. The lid has been popped open. On the man, the fans are going nuts. Big cheers here as the lid goes up on the U40. We'll keep our thoughts with Mr. Vilwalk, but that was pretty dramatic. The right side of the boat picked up, and when you go into the corner like that and expose that right side, and if you pick up the right side of it, you don't have to get very high before the air just decides where you're
on the front stretch before he really started to enter even turn number 1. That's where the boat started to take off, and it was one complete flip. Once again, swimmers, we need you out of the water, up on the shoreline. Everybody out of the Columbia River, Pasco side, Kennewick side, everybody up on shore, please.
You guys were talking about how this might change the dynamic of this particular heat. First thing we noticed, J. Michael Kelly came out of the pit area the exact same way he did last time. Came out like a house of fire, and he ran pretty quick up the first part of the back chute, has pulled his foot a little bit. See if he doesn't slow down way up at the other end. But the other piece coming into play here is, remember, yesterday we were discussing the number change. And there goes Kelly backing it down again. Remember yesterday we discussed the number change from J. Michael Kelly's boat number 8. They've changed it to number 9. So his points get added on to the hull that Corey Peabody was driving. Why did they do that? Because there's only a couple hundred points difference between the 9 and the 1, Jimmy Shane's home street. So there's some big time national high points at play here.
And of course, Jamie Nielsen wants to finish the heat and get points of his own, but you know, they've come a long way with that motor mount issue. They had to thrash on that boat Friday to get it ready. And now they're out on the race course and fighting for lanes. We're at 3 minutes and 15 seconds to the rerun of Heat 2 for the Unlimited Hydroplanes, the Hapo Columbia Cup here in Hydro Cities, Tri-Cities. Glad you're along for the ride in Columbia Park on the Kennewick shoreline, over at Wade Park on the Pasco shoreline. What a great sight to see this Saturday afternoon.
That it is, as they make now the home street boat with Jimmy Shane rounding Tire Factory turn number 2. Man, that thing can just fly, and they all look so seamless out there. Again, J. Michael Kelly and Miss Tri-Cities hugging that inside lane, and we do have Miss Joker's Casino looking for their redemption run. After they finished 3rd, they were disqualified for falling under 80 in that first heat, so they've got a lot to fight for here as well.
Coming up the backstretch, Jimmy Shane. He's on the outside, and I think that's where he's going to stay. He set up in lane number 3 last time when they were out there with Vilwalk outside. See if Jimmy jumps to the inside, and it looks like maybe he's jumping across the DMZ. Esco Electric infield to the front stretch. Clock at 2:17.
He's early. He's early. He better have his foot in it, and
well,
he does. He does. Wow. He's going to come all the way down. Now he may make a hard left-hand turn.
I think he's going to. He is. He's going to take the turn for the Grand Prix boats over to the backside. So another Esco Electric infield incursion. Jimmy Shane heads to the backstretch. Meanwhile, on the front stretch, with 1:50, you've got J. Michael Kelly in the 9.
Tell me when he crosses start-finish.
And that would be now. And
okay.
He's not going really fast either. And Brad, they have telemetry readings for the 80-mile-an-hour situation, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's all being monitored.
So here comes Mike down to the lower end at a $125 right now. I think he's in pretty good shape. He'll have to stay at 80 miles an hour for a bit. He gets right to the entrance pin now at 117. Then it's going to be Jamie Nielsen in the Joker's Casino. He's going to slot himself into lane number 2. Jimmy Shane's going to wind this blue and white boat up hard on the outside. Derek, he's starting to put the foot down a little bit, but we're coming up on 1 minute to the start of Heat 2.
J. Michael Kelly just coming off the exit pin of turn number 2, Tire Factory turn number 2 in lane number 1. Then you've got Jamie Nielsen in lane 2 on the outside. The home street with Jimmy Shane in lane number 3 as they
45 seconds. 45 seconds.
And they are directly across from the start-finish line here at the Brutzmann's Memorial Barge. It's the parade lap. Do they have any indication in the cockpit on that 80-mile-an-hour situation too, Brad?
Yes, they do.
All right, so they're well aware of that when it does occur. Back up to the top end of the course into Sun Pacific Energy Shell Sun Market turn number 3. J. Michael Kelly to the apex in lane number 1.
15 seconds, Mark, 15.
That's the 9. Links Healthcare presents Miss Tri-Cities lane number 2. Miss Joker's Casino with Jamie Nielsen, lane 3. Miss Madison,
5,
Home Street,
4,
1 with Jimmy Shane.
3, 2, 1. Mark.
It is a perfectly clean start from our vantage point. On the outside, that's where you find the boat speed. But look at Jamie Nielsen. He's in the tunnel. He's going to try to take second place away from J. Michael Kelly.
Yeah, but he's not going to be able to do it when they get down there. They get down there absolutely dead even. And I'll tell you what, Jimmy Shane's way on the outside, Derek.
Don't know what happened to Derek in Tire Factory turn number 2, but we'll take over from here as they get to the exit pin. Jamie Nielsen really backed out on the throttle. Looks like he may have lost some power heading into Tire Factory turn number 2. So on the backstretch, you've got Shane in the lead on the outside. J. Michael Kelly, he's about, 3 boat lengths back as they come up that backstretch, the Griggs Ace Hardware backstretch, and dive into Sun Market turn number 3. Both boats into the turn to the apex with Rattlesnake Mound. A little bit hazy this afternoon in the backdrop. They get to the exit pin of White's Furniture and Hardwoods, turn number 4. They are deck to deck. Jimmy Shane is going to squirt forward and take the lead away as they come to the start-finish line and across at 159.061 miles per hour. It's Jimmy Shane with the lead in the home street, heading into All Doors Incorporated, turn number 1.
Home Street, Jimmy Shane walks the sponsons to the entrance pin of the corner, but Kelly staying right with him on the inside, Derek.
So it's on the inside, J. Michael Kelly with the short course around, and he was able to reel in Jimmy Shane just a little bit, but Shane starts to pull away on the backstretch. This is where you really watch on the Griggs backstretch to see which boat has the power, and right now it's Jimmy Shane in the home street, and he is starting to pull away, almost a full rooster tail lead. Now, J. Michael Kelly has the opportunity to cut into that lead as they head into Shell Sun Market turn number 3. To the apex. J. Mike with a really nice turn on the inside, hugging the buoy line, but Jimmy Shane with boat speed on the outside, and he's going to be impossible to catch in that one home street as they come across the Mosteller start-finish line. It's a half a rooster tail lead for Jimmy Shane coming down the front stretch.
Yeah, it is Jimmy Shane, and he is showing some incredible speed, and he's also letting J. Michael Kelly know, yeah, I let you get on the inside of me, and you still can't run with me. Home street back, Jimmy Shane.
Easily a rooster tail length lead now. Sorry guys about that delay. We're back in action here at turn number 2. Generator ran out of fuel, but we're good. So it is that home street boat again, a rooster tail length lead over Miss Tri-Cities and J. Michael Kelly now as they enter the Griggs backstretch.
Yeah, and the white flag out on the course for Jimmy Shane in Heat 2 in the Miss Madison.
Jimmy Shane's first lap of 159 miles an hour. I believe that's going to be another course record in a heat qualifier, if I'm not mistaken. So it's the cream of the field right now for Jimmy Shane. Just an incredible boat ride. He's bringing it home, Mike.
And up the exit pin of White's Finished Furniture and Hardwoods, turn number 4. Jimmy Shane onto the front stretch. Checkered flag is out. Home Street gets the victory with Jimmy Shane in the Miss Madison. Second place, J. Michael Kelly in the Links Healthcare presents Miss Tri-Cities the 9. Jamie Nielsen just getting into turn number 3, the Shell Sun Market turn to the apex, and now to turn number 4. Hello to our Buffalo Brothers friends upstreams. Hope you're having a good time enjoying boat racing on the Columbia River. Jimmy Shane on the outside, and he's been willing all weekend long to this point to settle for an outside lane, and Brad Luce, he showed us why. He doesn't have any problem winning from the outside.
No, he doesn't, and it sends a pretty strong message that I think you may have some work to do. Mike, if you can hold on to that right there, I got to run upstairs for a moment.
You got
Sorry,
it.
had to do that. Not you, Mike, another Mike. But you're right. I mean, to be able to do that from the outside, and if he turned that at $1.59, I just found my paperwork. I'm going to look up those numbers. It may very well. Is away from the dock. 1, 2, 3. Derek, they're all coming your way. We're inside 5 minutes to the start of Heat 3 for our H1 Unlimiteds in the 2022 Columbia Cup. Let's go racing, my friend.
And it's good to see Nielsen in that bright yellow Miss Joker Casinos one leading the pack here for now as they just get set, get ready, and try and get ready for this. Of course, we know Jimmy Shane with that possible record set in the heat last, was it yesterday? Should be an interesting tone to watch here again now as They get set up here coming now round Tire Factory turn 2 all the way down the Griggs backstretch toward that Sun Pacific Energy turn 3 marker.
Now the Grand Prix America boats, they have assigned lanes. The E350s, they don't. And obviously the H1 Unlimiteds, they don't. So the race before the race is underway with 3 minutes and 40 seconds to the start of Unlimited Heat number 3. And it looks like, yep, cutting across the ESCO Electric infield was Bernard in the Goodman Real Estate 91.
Earlier during the boat races, he cut across way too early yesterday. Not only got disqualified, not only had the 80-mile-an-hour violation, but also jumped the gun by almost 3 full seconds by our count.
That was an error that I'm sure they reviewed and took a look at video to retake your marks out on the course, your timing marks, and make sure you don't do that again. Learn from your mistake.
So far, Jimmy Shane has made 0 mistakes this boat race weekend. Doesn't matter if he's on the inside or the outside. Of course, he's got the gear. He's got the prowess. He's definitely the guy to beat. All the drivers know that coming into today's competition.
Check out that move by Jamie Nielsen right there. He cut the course. Bernard came all the way down here to the bottom. Jamie was on the outside of Jeff, and he cut the lower end of the race course off. Now finds himself on the inside and a little bit out in front of Mr. Bernard.
2 minutes and 35 seconds to the start of Heat 3 for the H1 Unlimited's Hapo Columbia Cup action.
Boy, and since we've been racing yesterday, Jimmy Shane in the U1 Home Street has been on a first-name basis with those outside course markers.
Yep.
Derek, he was right up against him.
Oh, yeah, and that continues to be the case. Hey, he's found where he likes out on the course, and it seems to be working for him. I think one of the more interesting situations here that we'll have to be watching for with Jamie Nielsen and, of course, the U91 Goodman Real Estate boat as well is those timing on those starts, and I think both actually were disqualified from some heats yesterday for falling under 80 miles per hour in these earlier rounds in this race before the race.
Exactly.
Well, I can tell you right now, those two guys coming down the front straightaway are in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, they went way out wide at the exit pin of White's Finished Furniture and Hardwood's turn number 4 to scruff off a little bit more speed. They're just across start-finish line now.
He's running, he's doing the S curves.
He's going to jump. No, he's going to just kind of do that S move, that snake move down that straightaway to obviously stay above 80 if he can and be in the right position if he can.
When you're on the outside like Jimmy Shane is prone to do, obviously you're covering more area, but when you're diving into turn 1, there's just not that much water there. What's the advantage of staying outside with that boat speed, Brad?
Clean water. Clean water's the big one there. If you've got enough boat speed to field to drive around everybody, if you can get clean water out there, then you can go for it. Coming up on 1 minute, I think they're going to be okay. Also looks like Bernard's going to be on the outside, and this time Jimmy Shane will tuck in the center position unless he moves out now. Watch him, Derek, and I think he just did.
He did. He just jumped the wake. He's now moved to that outside lane. Staying right where he likes, as you mentioned, Brad, that cleaner water.
Well, that's where he won yesterday, lane number 3. So on the inside, the 11 Jokers Casino with Jamie Nielsen. Lane number 2 will be the Goodman Real Estate 91 Miss Madison with Jeff Bernard. The other Miss Madison, both the 1 Home Street with Jimmy Shane in lane number 3 as they head up the Griggs Ace Hardware backstretch. Nielsen in 1, Bernard in 2, Shane in 3. Countdown is on. 18 seconds to the start of Heat 3 as they come to the apex and now around the exit pin of turn number 4 with our Buffalo Brothers friends in the camp up at turn number 4. Hitting the throttle now. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. Ooh,
good start.
It's a really clean start.
Good
that
start.
was really close for all the boats. The boat speed though is on the outside. Jamie Nielsen's on the inside track. He'll get down there first, but look at the outside boat, the Home Street. It's a clean start, by the way. It's a good start.
Absolutely, it was a good start down at the lower corner. It was Bernard that got down here first with lane position, Derek.
Yeah, phenomenal start and phenomenal turns here as now Bernard looks like he was taking the lead out of that turn 2, but along the Griggs backstretch here, that Home Street boat, Jimmy Shane, we know he's quick, and he looks to be now pulling ahead.
Yeah, but watch Bernard in lane number 2. He's going to challenge Jimmy Shane as they come up the Griggs Ace Hardware backstretch. They'll be diving into Sun Pacific Energy, Shell Sun Market, turn number 3, and it's Bernard with the lead, at least for now. Jamie Nielsen's in lane number 1. He'll gain a little ground on that inside lane as they come to the exit pin of turn number 4. It's the Goodman Real Estate boat with the lead. by about 4 boat lengths over Jimmy Shane. Nielsen falling back a little bit in 3rd place now, about a half a rooster tail back of the leaders. Now it's Shane challenging on the outside in the home street. He's going to pass Bernard as they head into All Doors Incorporated turn number 1.
Madison Racing running 1-2, just not sure which one's first. It would be the Goodman Real Estate 91 with Jeff Bernard.
Oh, and they are close, but Jimmy Shane dances those sponsons a little bit in that turn. He lost a little bit. He'll have to make it up here along this Griggs backstretch where he's got that speed on the outside. Meanwhile, Miss Joker's Casino boat, Jamie Nielsen, still hanging out in that third about a rooster tail back.
Jeff Bernard, first lap speed, 149.3. Second place, the home street, 147.2.
Deck-to-deck racing, Sun Market, turn number 3 into Woods Finished Furniture, turn number 4, deck-to-deck with Goodman Real Estate on the inside, Miss Home Street on the outside. It's Jimmy Shane challenging at the Mosteller start-finish line, and he will regain the lead coming down the front stretch. And this is where Jeff Bernard really needs to stay on it. If he wants to have a chance, he's going to need to get in this corner first.
Yeah, well, he's not going to get down here first. Shane's going to get down here first, but only by about a boat length in the home street on the outside. Derek, right to you.
Yeah, and Bernard again, he cuts close inside here along that buoy, and they're close now coming out of Tire Factory turn 2, but it appears that Jimmy Shane is hanging on to this lead now more than a few boat lengths ahead. Call it half a rooster tail on the outside down the Griggs backstretch.
Jimmy Shane, lap 2, 154.7. That's Jimmy Shane in the U1, a 154 turn to lap number 2.
And Jimmy Shane now is pulled away, coming down the Griggs backstretch into Shell Sun Market, turn number 3. Jimmy Shane with the lead as they come off the top end of the course. Checkered flag is coming out for Heat 3 for the Unlimiteds. Shane with the lead at the exit pin. Bernard's on the inside in the Goodman Real Estate. He's pulled almost even with him, but look at Shane with that speed on the straightaway to the Mosteller start-finish line. The checkered flag is out. Jimmy Shane in the home street takes the checkered flag.
But a boat race and a message sent. Hey, he will not go away.
Jeff Bernard, 91 Goodman Real Estate, a perfect run except for that final lap in Tire Factory turn number 2. Had to back off the throttle a bit, and that cost him going on to the Griggs Ace Hardware backstretch.
But that was competitive. There's no question about it. A very competitive boat race.
Jimmy Shane again winning on the outside.
There is, it's different. It's still a very, very, very good race course. It's still a very, very calm race course. It just is a little different. One run up and down the front straightaway, and these guys will know exactly what they're up against. They're the best in the business. These are the boat racers that have come up through the ranks. They've excelled all the way to this point, and they are in the fastest race boats in the world. They know how to handle it. They just got to know what it is. Right in front of Derek is the Chartreuse in royal blue. That is the U11, the Joker's Casino. Met some Joker's Casino people during the air show. Some great folks here. They're having a great time. Also had a conversation. Boy, they're doing this right in order. The powder blue and white, the U1, Miss Home Street. Met some of their folks, and all of a sudden we've had the lid down on the 91, the Goodman Real Estate, and now all of a sudden crew members have jumped on board and the lid has gone up. J. Michael Kelly's boat is still sitting at the dock. They haven't even tried to pull that one away. The nose is still up snug against the dock. I'll throw it back up to you guys, and I'll keep an eye on the pit area down here, but now perhaps a little bit of drama with the 91, the Goodman Real Estate.
Let's head over to Tire Factory turn number 2, and Derek Maselli for News Radio 610 KONA. The one thing that I noticed, the wind is coming right at me now, and so it's got to be right at your back as you look up towards the top end of the course.
Yeah, that's exactly the case, but the water still looks pretty smooth.
It does.
Out here, actually. So I don't anticipate, at least until maybe the guys start chopping it up themselves, as we've got a full slate of races coming up this afternoon. Right now, it's still looking pretty much like glass out there, despite what is definitely a noticeable breeze at my back now.
Here comes Kelly.
So J. Michael Kelly is away in the Lynx Healthcare, presents Miss Tri-Cities, the 9, but still Goodman Real Estate. Jeff Bernard, the 91, the Miss Madison 2, is not out from the pits.
Now, and he's still got crew members on board, and the lid is still up, so they're in trouble. They're scrambling down there. On my watch, we've got 2 minutes and 45 seconds. He's got to be out on the race course in a planing attitude at the 1 minute mark. He's got about a minute and a half.
So the boats are all on the backstretch right now. J. Michael Kelly on the inside. Now you see Jimmy Shane on the outside heading up to Sun Market turn number 3. Our friends with Sun Pacific Energy. Now, as the boats come around the top end of the course to the apex and to the exit bin of White's Finished Furniture and Hardwoods, turn number 4, that's when they're starting to pick up that breeze head on.
So
and that's what we'll be watching.
Quickly, like Brad was saying, within a lap, maybe within this lap, they have a chance to figure it out.
Jamie Nielsen ducks through the ESCO Electric infield from back to front stretch and jumps in front of J. Michael Kelly and Jimmy Shane.
About a minute left for it to get away from the dock.
Yeah, the clock is on for Jeff Bernard and the Goodman Real Estate. Jimmy Shane's going to come down at a fairly good clip across start finish, and I think he's going to leapfrog in front. He may want an inside lane for this race. Now he's going to jump across the ESCO Electric infield to the backstretch.
Yeah, he was going way too fast to come all the way down the race course. I expect he's going to go up and cut again up at the top end. You know my timing marks. It's a minute 30, and it's a minute 30 right now. And Jamie, boy, he's here early, and he's trying to scruff off some time. He's staying outside the buoys. Meanwhile, down in the pit area, there's about 4 people on the deck of the black and gold.
Wow.
It does not look good as they're coming up on 15 seconds, and it doesn't look good for the Goodman Real Estate.
Jimmy Shane across the ESCO Electric DMZ to the front stretch, Brad. You called it. He's coming down the front stretch, heading to All Doors Incorporated, turn number 1. Is he going to dive across here?
Nope, he's going to come all the way down. And we're inside 1 minute. That's it for the Goodman Real Estate. They're out. You're going to have a 3-boat heat. Jamie Nielsen's going to be in lane 1 again. He's been there all weekend. See if he can make it work this time. You got him.
J. Michael Kelly setting up in lane number 2. And lane number 3 has been a good one so far for the 1 Home Street Bank and Jimmy Shane. So the boats now heading to the top end of the course with 35 seconds to the start of Unlimited Heat 4.
And to my recollection, the last 3 of these unlimited heats, all of the drivers have pretty much synchronized their marks and have gotten to the start-finish line. It's been very close, but we've had a good start on all the races except the one yesterday. Coming down the stretch, 15 seconds, 15 seconds.
Early.
Jamie Nielsen off the exit pin at turn number 4 onto the front stretch. 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. It is a clean start, but the boat speed's all the way on the outside. It's going to be the home street. Jimmy Shane leading down the front stretch. J. Michael Kelly's in the tunnel in between.
Tighten it up a little bit. It's going to be a little tight in there for Kelly, but he's on the inside. Derek, you got a better view.
And there he is, bouncing left and right and back again. Still staying good on that outside in lane 3. Meanwhile, J. Michael Kelly, maybe half a rooster tail behind now in that lane number 2, and then hugging the inside. That missed Joker boat. It's Jamie Nielsen, where he likes to be as well, as they now work down the Griggs backstretch off towards Sun Pacific Energy, turn number 3.
Yeah, Jamie Nielsen really had to back off the throttle. He got lumpy in Tire Factory turn number 2. He backed off. J. Michael Kelly's now fallen about a half a rooster tail behind. He's in lane number 2. On the outside is your race leader. That's the 1, the home street with Jimmy Shane. Beautiful turn at the top end of the course at the exit pin of turn number 4 for Jimmy Shane. Back onto the front stretch, and Kurt will have a time as he comes across the Mosteller start-finish line.
154.299 miles an hour.
That is cooking. J. Michael Kelly's hot on his heels, but he's back a rooster tail as they head to All Doors turn number 1.
Yeah, J. Michael Kelly's giving ground to Jimmy Shane. Shane's already the apex just as Kelly gets in the entrance there.
Yeah, and this is huge, guys. Remember right now, this team with the Miss Tri-Cities, that links U9, the U8 situation that we had with that crash, they're actually not that far behind this Miss Madison crew in in the national point standings right now. So that's definitely a matchup to watch as they work now down that Griggs backstretch off toward Sun Pacific Energy turn number 3.
Yeah, and they dive into turn number 3, and it's almost a 2 rooster tail lead now for Jimmy Shane in the home street as he comes around the apex and the exit pin of turn number 4. J. Michael Kelly trying to reel him back in, but he's not going to have enough real estate. And the boat speed, it's been just perfect all weekend long for Jimmy Shane in the Madison home street. The 1. Here comes J. Michael Kelly across start-finish line, but he's 2 rooster tails back of our race leader, Jimmy Shane.
Yeah, Shane's coming down here. He's really opened up the water now. He can drive anywhere he wants to go. Got plenty of lead on J. Michael Kelly, but he's still staying out wide. He's flying the boat at the apex, coming right to Derek.
Yeah, still at this point seems like it's really his race to lose, but now J. Michael Kelly cuts it inside on that turn, took it tight. He's still got a lot of ground to cover, probably a rooster tail and a half or so down this Griggs backstretch.
Yeah, but as we watch from across the pond, Derek, you can just see that the home street is starting to pull away on the Griggs backstretch.
Shane backing off the throttle just a touch. Lap number 2, 151. Still cooking, but not like lap number 1. He's just enjoying the ride now.
It's been a good one and another great start. No, Jamie Nielsen and the Jokers has moved outside. Remember, he had lane number 1 at the start. He's moved outside into lane number 3, allowing J. Michael Kelly to get in closer to the buoy line and have some clean water. So cross start finish line in heat 4 is the H1 U1 for the checkered flag for Jimmy Shane, and it is out. Second place finish for J. Michael Kelly in the 9. Lynx Healthcare presents Miss Tri-Cities. Jamie Nielsen just coming off of the exit pan of White's Finished Furniture and Hardwoods, turn number 4 onto the front stretch to get third place points in heat number 4. And a special thanks now, we've had
always make when we get to a boat race, and it's time for Heat 1A, this time sponsored by American Dumpster. Jeff, you cannot win the Southern Cup in the first heat of the weekend, but you can certainly lose it. Be careful, finish, and score points.
This is the building block. This is the heat. You want to score. You want to score well. You don't want to come out of this heat with the goose egg, which is the 0. This is your building block to get points in the first section, second section, third section, to be on the front row of the Southern Cup Championship tomorrow at 5:30 Central Daylight Time here in Guntersville.
3:25 until the start. 3:25. Dustin Eccles cutting across the race course from the back stretch to the front stretch on the GP course. That is a legal maneuver. Jeff, let's talk a little bit about our start procedure here. It's been basically the same as it's been for our previous 2 classes. It's a clock start. Put your boat on the start finish line when the clock strikes 0. Do not jump that start. You will be penalized and you will not win. But there's an added factor to this whole thing. You cannot drop your boat below 80 miles per hour. So when we get a winner in this heat, the boats have to go through tech inspection, and that's where they pick up that 80 mile an hour violation should it happen. So you can't just go up to the top end of the race course and park your boat at 10 miles an hour. You must stay above 80 miles per hour. The drivers have indication in the cockpit. They also have the radio guys in their ears explaining this to them. 2 minutes and 28 seconds to the start. This is what we call the milling period. Got a couple boats at the top end of the race course, one on the backstretch, and Dylan Runny at the bottom end.
Runny at the bottom end, as Brad mentioned, the Turbinator with Jimmy King just past the halfway mark on the back chute. 2 boats up in turn number 2, the Tennessee Orange Bucket List Racing of Dustin Eccles and the dominant red Beacon Electric with J. Michael Kelly. We are coming up on 2 minutes. 2 minutes until American Dumpster H1 Unlimited Heat 1A. Brad Luce, the season is about to begin for H1. I like the lineup. Let's get this party started.
Let's get it started. Remember, Dylan Runny, the third boat coming down the front straightaway here, he has to start behind the field and on the outside. You see him moving to the outside. Jeff, these guys are awfully early to get down to the bottom end of the race course here at a $1:30, which we are at now. So it's a minute 30. This is where the 80 miles per hour comes into play. If you're down there too early and have to slow down, you run the risk of breaking that 80 mile per hour barrier, and that can cost you dearly. But they'll come up the backstretch. It is Dustin Eccles leading the field up there. Got 3 boats behind him. Jeff, bring them up to the top end of the course.
Coming up on the 1 minute period for American Dumpster Unlimited 1A. 3, 2, 1, mark. 1 minute period in session. H1 Unlimited Heat 1A. Our heat sponsor, American Dumpster, leading the field up. Looks like you'll get lane number 1, Dustin Eccles and Bucket List Racing. J. Michael Kelly coming into the 2 lane in the Beacon Electric. Jimmy King in the Turbinator. Griggs Ace Hardware in 3. Dylan Runny to the outside in 4 in Miss Home Street. We are approaching 30 seconds. Brad Luce, let's start this Southern Cup. Bring him to the green flag.
Thank you very much, Jeff. It looks like J. Michael Kelly's going to claim lane number 1. I think Dustin Eccles is going to go in 2. I think the Turbinator's going to go in 3. And then on the far outside and behind, as he is supposed to, is going to be Dylan Runny. But as we saw, the boats were down there too early. And Dustin Eccles is crawling up to the start-finish line here in the 40. We're inside 10 seconds until our start. We are on 5 seconds. We are 4, 3, 2, 1, mark, and we are racing in Heat 1A, presented by American Dumpster. I think we've got the 40 Bucket List Racing definitely across the start-finish line early, but until we get it legal, we will call them as they are on the water. Eccles is going to get out of the corner for a check that. It is J. Michael Kelly on the inside. He's got a lot of boats with him. He's got the Turbinator. You can hear him on the outside. There is Eccles. He pulls up alongside J. Michael Kelly and now moves out by about a boat length, maybe a boat length and a half. He may have jumped Jeff, but man, he's moving.
Start is under review. Eccles in front. He could be the culprit. Eccles in front. Kelly is there. The Turbinator in third into turn number 2. Exciting dueling to begin the day, but is Eccles legal?
We'll call them as they are on the water until we hear it officially. Kelly with the inside lane position. Look at him right on the buoy row. Now it's Eccles on the outside. Whether he jumped or not, two of the fastest race boats in the world are tied together as they come across start-finish line. Jeff, I think you've got an update.
We got a one-lap penalty on your physical leader, Dustin Eccles, in the Bucket List Racing, the Tennessee Orange, down a lap for a gun jump. So your leader is the dominant red boat in turn number 1, J. Michael Kelly, in the Beacon Electric. That moves the Turbinator, the turbocharged Allison, up to second. Griggs Ace Hardware, Miss Homestreet in third. Eccles physically in front, but in fourth.
Yeah, he's in fourth place, so your leader is J. Michael Kelly, the red boat, up the backstretch. That is the Beacon Electric. And if we have that information, so does J. Michael Kelly. That's why you see him letting the orange boat go. Let him go. That's not who he's racing against. However, in his right side rearview mirror, as Jeff calls him, the Turbinator, the U3, the Griggs Ace Hardware. He is trying to make a move. Coming up on the outside of J. Michael Kelly. Dustin Eccles will come down. He will be our leader on the water, but he's actually running it forward. But Jimmy King is making a move, Jeff.
Brad, with Eccles getting that one-lap penalty, he has come toward the inside, and Kelly's had to go outside his wake. Your official leader, here comes the turbocharged Allison, charging on the outside. This one is not over. American Dumpster, Unlimited 1A. It's the two top dominant red boats. Kelly, your leader. Brad, the Turbinator, is right there.
Yeah, he's right there. The race is for second place, except that is a race for first place. The two red boats, Kelly on the inside, King on the outside. You can't see King driving a 3, the Griggs Ace Hardware, but he's right with them. This one is going to be close. It's going to be a charge to the finish line. Kelly with the lane position, but it is Jimmy King on the outside with an awful lot of boat speed. He's going to pack as much as he can into this corner. Now you see Dustin Eccles go way wide and give our leaders room to come down and race this out. There is Kelly. There is King. I think J. Michael Kelly will be able to hold him off. Dustin Eccles comes across, but on his inside, our winner of Heat 1A on the water, J. Michael Kelly, driving the Beacon Electric. Second place to Jimmy King in the Griggs presents Miss Ace Hardware. Holy smoke. Our third place boat will be the rookie, Dylan Ruddy, driving the Miss Homestreet. And I can only think, Jeff Ayler, Dustin Eccles is just kicking himself in that cockpit. We said, don't make a mistake, get your points in that first heat. He made a mistake.
We talked about it yesterday. We talked about it this morning. The first heat of the weekend, that's your building block, your top qualifier, the first error of racing activity this weekend. Dustin Eccles running that extra lap, and he does have to finish to get those 169 points. Great run by J. Michael Kelly, but Brad, the Turbinator, Griggs presents Miss Ace Hardware, the World War II Allison aircraft engine. Looked great with that turbocharger running in second.
That's fun. Gas them up. Let's do it again. That was an awful lot of fun. Here comes Dustin Eccles. He's disappointed, but he comes across still very important. He comes across, he finishes, he will pick up his 169 points. They all build, as you said, with the building blocks toward making it into the final. The two boats who make out like a bandit because not eligible yet to come out and run with these guys. But we've got 3 on the water. It's going to be the U11, the Legend Yacht Transport. Legend Yacht Transport driven by Jamie Nielsen. He will come across the start-finish line. Boat running very, very good this weekend. He's going to be joined on the race course by the U9 Beacon Plumbing with Corey Peabody. Here comes Corey. That white boat, Corey Peabody. He's going to be quick in this one. But don't ever count out Andrew Tate. Jeff, before you make a comment, want to just remind our fans, please stay out of the water when our H1 hydroplanes and all hydroplanes are on the water and racing. So we need you out of the water right now. Parents, help us out just a little bit there if your kids are in there enjoying some cool water. Jeff, 3 minutes and 50 seconds to the start. We got a 3-boat heat, but it should be a good one.
I'm sure these drivers watched the warm-up period back in American Dumpster Unlimited Heat 1A. Dustin Eccles, our top qualifier, was a gun jumper, received a 1-lap penalty, 4th place finish. Brad, these 3 drivers right now with the 3-boat heat, you definitely don't want to jump the gun, but you want to maintain your boat, run a clean race, score where you can, but the main thing is to stay clean, don't get in trouble.
Yeah, and here's some of that start procedure right now. You're watching Jamie Nielsen come down the front straightaway very, very slowly here, and we saw some of the drivers have an issue with the 80-mile-an-hour rule and being a little bit too early on their start procedure in our Heat 1A earlier today, and it cost, unfortunately, our U40 bucket list racing and Dustin Eccles. It cost him a potential first-place finish in his heat. But right now, it is Heat 1B presented by American Dumpster. We're 2 minutes and 50 seconds away from the start. Jamie Nielsen right now is sitting on an inside lane. Where is Andrew? Oh, Andrew's halfway up the backstretch. He's been going very slowly ever since he came out. All a part of his start procedure, Jeff.
I think Andrew Tate right now, probably Brad, could be a little bit off. We'll see if he cuts through that infield there. That is a legal maneuver at that part of the race course. But no, he will go on up to turn number 2. Now, Nielsen and Peabody are both keen on one another as we now are 2 minutes and 15 seconds until the start. Brad, the past 2 seasons, Jamie Nielsen in the Royal Blue Chartreuse boat has a knack at getting lane number 1. Can he do it here in American Dumpster 1B?
Well, right now where Andrew Tate sets, you know I have this unofficial timing mark that, you don't really want to be at the start-finish line at 2 minutes. Well, it's 1:55 right now, and Andrew is right here at the line. He's actually not there yet, and he's going to get there about 1:48. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. You mentioned Jamie Nielsen and Corey Peabody were playing kind of a game up the backstretch. Well, Corey said he'd had enough of that game. He gave it a little squirt. He moved away from Jamie Nielsen. 1:30 until the start, Jeff Ayler.
With that maneuver, now Nielsen is toward the back of the pack, and all 3 H1 Unlimited hydroplanes will have to go through turn number 1, get their lane assigned on the back straightaway. In the race before the race, we now are 1 minute and 15 seconds until the start. Tate is the first one off the corner. Will he have the best shot at lane number 1? Peabody's tracking him. Brad still lots to decide. We're coming up on 1 minute. 3, 2, 1, mark. 1 minute period has begun for American Dumpster Unlimited 1B.
And right now it is Andrew Tate in the 91, the Goodman Real Estate. He is sitting on lane number 1. It is Corey Peabody in the Beacon Plumbing, the white U9. That's the second boat going up the backstretch. He is in lane number 2. Jamie Nielsen will be on the outside in the Legend Yacht Transport. Inside 40 seconds to the start. Jeff Ayler, set the lanes. Get him through that upper corner for me, please.
Coming up on the 30-second mark, Andrew Tate will be in lane number 1. Goodman Real Estate, gold and white craft. White boat with the blue lettering. Beacon Plumbing with Corey Peabody. In back of the pack is Nielsen. Now is Nielsen sneaking into 1. Brad, bring him into the line for American Dumpster 1B.
Yeah, let's keep an eye on Nielsen. No, he's got to go to the outside, but he may be the one boat with a lot of boat speed. The others are up there a little bit early. Nielsen was behind the field, but he's got a lot of boat speed on the outside. Inside 5 seconds with 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, and boy, I like that start. It looked good from here, but Jamie Nielsen nailed it in the U11 Legend Yacht Transport, but all 3 of them were tied together as they go down to the lower corner. On the inside is Andrew Tate with the lead, the U91 Goodman Real Estate, but it looks like one boat down there, but it is 3, and there's Corey. Corey on the outside by a boat length. Tate and Corey Peabody, Jeff, they are really duking it out.
The start was good. Now Peabody extends his lead by a boat length and a half, but Tate has the advantage to the inside. Shorter way around. Peabody gets there first. Here comes Tate, and they are now side by side at the apex of turn 2.
Coming off the top end of the race course. Remember, fans, we go 3 times around. Watch the corner for Andrew Tate, right on the buoy roll of beauty, but Corey gave him enough room and was able to keep the speed up. This boat's been fast yesterday and today. That boat being the U9, Beacon Plumbing with Corey Peabody, your defending Lake Guntersville champion, running like a rocket, got a lot of speed off to his left, and a lot of good driving skill in there too with Andrew Tate. Andrew's not going to give up on this yet. Look at that. Lane position pulled him up to about 3 boat lengths. This is a good one. We are just about halfway through this heat. Corey Peabody's opened up about a 4 boat length lead, but I'll tell you what, in that left side rear view mirror, Jeff Ayler, Andrew Tate does not want to go away.
Right now, Peabody extending the lead in American Dumpster Unlimited 1B here at the Guntersville Lake Hydro Fest, making a 10 boat length advantage. Peabody in front, leaving Tate a lane in there in lane number 1. Nielsen remains in 3rd in Legend Yacht Transport, but Brad Tate's got it down now to 8 boat lengths. Corey tightened it up on the pins on the outside.
Yes, Corey really did tighten it up there. He's going to make it as difficult as he can legally on Andrew Tate. And now they come down to pick up the white flag with 1 to go here in our Heat 1B presented by American Dumpster. It is Corey Peabody and Andrew Tate slamming into the lower end of the race course. Tate gobbles it back up again, back by about 6, maybe 7 boat lengths. This is the checkered flag lap. Off the exit pin of the corner, Corey Peabody running a beautiful race in that Beacon Plumbing. He's opened up almost a full rooster tail, but Tate's still knocking on the door, Jeff.
The key for Peabody right now. Comfortable lead. Don't make a mistake in turn number 2. Run his craft clean away from the pins. We go above in turn number 2 with our drone. Peabody driving clean. Tate running out of time. Brad, bring up to the checkered flag and American Dumpster 1B.
It is on the outside. Corey Peabody driving the U9, the Beacon Plumbing for Daryl and Vanessa Strong. Checkered flag flies. Corey Peabody picking up a heat victory in our Heat 1B presented by American Dumpster. It is Andrew Tate coming home in second place driving the Goodman Real Estate, and a very strong and good run for the U11 Legend Yacht Transport. Jeff Ayler, the last time we saw Corey Peabody in that U9, it was in the final heat in Madison, Indiana. That's the first heat they've run since. He's out front with 400 points, assuming they get through tech inspection.
The whole